around her element, and that's what she used to. Okay, I see the red light.
Everybody, all together.
And we're back.
We didn't go nowhere.
Oh, that's where this is going.
Okay, in all seriousness. The clip of the Princess Boy that we looked at. I don't know if you guys are aware, if you've seen it on YouTube, but it's been circulating, obviously. It was really interesting. I thought I could relate to that, because I know for me, growing up, as a youngster, when I would go and visit my grandparents in Michigan every summer, I was pretty much that Princess Boy. I was Dyson. I would play in my grandmother's house dresses and shoes and make mud pies, and they didn't discourage me from doing that. They would actually save stuff for me from when I got there every summer for me to play with.
Right, and to catch everybody up to speed to what we're talking about, in case you haven't seen it, it's like the Princess Boy is this little boy, and he wanted to dress as a princess for Halloween. So his mom and his dad, they were like, our boy want to dress up in girl clothes and da-da-da. So it came a big old thing. So they got in contact with the school, and they talked to the school, and to make a long story short, what happened on Halloween, the faculty and the staff and the student body, everybody was all aboard, and a couple of the male macho staff members, they dressed as ballerinas and everything. And his mom has written a book. Most girls are princesses, but since her son is a princess, he wants to be a princess boy. She written a book titled My Princess Boy, and it's very detailed. It's talking about this guy, this little baby. They want to dress up in girls' clothes.
Which is interesting in light of everything that's going on right now with teen suicides, largely partly due to bullying and sexuality. They started using this book, it said on the clip, to teach students against bullying. Yeah, so that's really powerful, and it's great to see parents embracing that.
Yeah.
And like she said, like both of the parents, the mother and the father, said that the important thing is to show your children love and to support them and encourage them, in whatever it is that they're doing, especially at such a young age, because he doesn't know the difference between gay and straight, if that even is what the case is right now. It could just be as simple as right now at this stage in his life, he likes dresses and jewelry and pink colors.
We had a conversation in my apartment, and it got really heated with some other friends of mine who were against the parents supporting him, dressing up at a young age. And I was telling them the difference in, like, if you had a little black child and white child playing, they would be the best of friends until we deposit our negative into them, and that's what the whole problem is. Because he doesn't, all he knows is he's having a good time and playing, and the other children in the school are just allowing him to play because you said she went and bought the. I said it's not like the parents didn't try to see if something was wrong with what he was doing, because they went and bought karate costumes, put them in the thing. He still came out in a dress because that's what he liked, and a person likes what they like.
And then that's what the parents. That's what I liked about it, is that the parents allowed him to. They embraced him as his authentic self. They didn't try to make him be macho. They didn't try to force him to go play football, force him to go to baseball. They embraced who he really was, and they're not picking on you. But when I saw the story, I thought about you because certain things that you had shared, with me about your growing up, and I just want to know, what did you think about the whole Princess Boy?
I thought it was rather compelling in the same instance that you were referring it to me. I thought more so that the times that we live in today, that his parents are more apt to be a part of it, rather than back when I grew up, it was, you need to get a hold of yourself. So I'm thinking that, maybe times have changed. Maybe something we're doing now that wasn't done back in that time. So.
Well, and that's a good point. I think right now there's just a larger awareness and acceptance of.
Maybe that has something to do with the parents.
I think it has to do, like I think with anything, I think it has to do with the education level. Then, because there was not any education out about the differences and things of that nature, everybody, anything that we don't know about, we go against. But once we learn and it affects you more, and you meet somebody else and you become, establish a bond with somebody, and you realize, oh, this person is
It's okay.
It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like I'm assuming to
Right.
be, or society saying
Right.
this is how this person. Because like you said, it doesn't even say that he's going to be gay. To me, I just think he's going to be one of the top fashion designers.
Right. Right.
Which does not say he's gay.
Right.
Even with all that, the touching part for me when we watched the clip was most fathers want those sons who they can go and play basketball with and all that. Even though he dressed like that and picked the dresses, they still showed on the clip where they were out playing basketball, and the father was still doing the things that the typical father do with their sons. So I
Right.
thought that was
Right.
And then you had his brother right there. So the household is not doing anything different. They just are letting their children
Be who they are.
Be who
Right.
they are.
Which again is great. I mean, I myself came from an athletic background. My grandfather was a
What?
football coach. My family, not me.
Oh.
Right. Not me. Clearly.
Football.
Clearly. My grandfather was a football coach, and my dad was a very good basketball player and a really even better baseball player, where he even had talks of going, to play professional baseball. But I, of course, did none of that. To this day, cannot hit a ball, cannot catch a football, don't want to.
You can. You can. But also.
Oh, really?
When his mother went out and bought the what was the costume that she bought? I like the fact that she didn't take it to his room and force him to put that on.
Yeah,
she still took it and put it in the same
Right.
closet that everything else was, and allowed him to still pick up, because she said herself she thought that it wasn't enough things in there for him to play with. So she went out and bought some more things and just added it in with the other stuff, and he still picked out what he. It wasn't.
Which again, to me, is just another clear indication that we are who we are.
Yeah, because I think, like, if they would have forced him to do things he wouldn't have wanted to do, then years later, Bishop.
Oh, we're back on that. I am so sorry.
But also, I think it's something that we always talk about when we say that, we embrace the way that Will and Jada Smith,
That's
raise their kids.
raise their
It's just
kids.
like they say that they give their kids boundaries, but they are free to be who they are. But once they step outside of those boundaries, they know that there is, a punishment coming.
And they
So
scale back the freedom.
yeah, he said they don't have problems with their kids because they already know if I want to continue to enjoy this freedom, then I can't abuse it. And so it's the same thing with the way that
Yeah,
they're
like what
raising
Jada
the
said,
princess
you should find out what your children's desires are, and you should, get behind pushing their dreams.
Exactly.
Don't put your dreams on them.
Exactly.
Encourage theirs.
Exactly. Which the mother, even in this clip, made a valid point too. That at first she was a little taken back by the whole thing, and she said, just probably based on our perception and society's perception in view on how things should be and how we should be, which is even something that I had to learn with my own parents. As a child growing up, I don't have children, but I had parents, so I could relate it to that. I had my own ideas as to how my parents were supposed to be, and if at a certain time they didn't fall into that, I was somewhat disappointed and thought that, hey, maybe something was wrong with them or that they weren't being good parents, when in actuality it wasn't that at all. They were the best parents that I probably could have ever had. It was just that they are, aside from being my parents, they're also human beings, and just like me, free and should be whoever it is that they are.
Yeah, which I always say that about my parents too as well. When people say, well, what do you do when you go home? How do you act when you go home? This is the way I've been when I was at home. From a child to an adult, there's no difference.
Right.
And I take everybody home. I was the only boy out of 462 students that was in dance and a leotard leading girls. And there was never anything discussed.
Right.
So,
Right. It's important to support and embrace, especially with children, I think. It's definitely important. I wouldn't be the makeup artist that I am today and the lifestyle expert that I have come to be. I'm so grateful.
Oh, I didn't know you had all those credentials.
Yes. You'll read about it in my book. Well, thanks so much. We're going to take a short break and come back to talk to you guys some more. More Dysh.